Let's go for the top 5 ways to boost your wealth corner or sector. Hello, my name is Tony Lau, and I have been a Feng Shui professional for over 20 years now. And I noticed if there's one Feng Shui topic that gets covered quite often enough, is the wealth corner, or just wealth in general.
Money corner.
To wealth corner.
Wealth corner of your house.
The wealth corner of your home.
You need to look for the money corner.
The money corner in your home.
Find your wealth corner.
Called a money corner.
If you don't have money corner.
My wealth corner.
In your money corner.
The money corner in your home.
Money corner.
Wealth corner. Your prosperity corner.
Wealth corner.
My wealth corner.
The wealth corner.
Wealth corner.
A money corner in their house.
Wealth corner.
Your wealth corner.
Money corner.
Your money corner.
Is your money corner.
Wealth corner of your home.
The wealth sector could possibly in a corner. Even I had mentioned it before. Now that you know how to find your wealth corner, what do you do once you found your corner? The solution seems to be all over the place. So today I'm going to share 5 ways you can boost your wealth, starting from the bottom or the least effective method. Number 5, a black card or a debit card. No, you just need one. Maybe check the next one. Next one. This is better. So, why a black card? What's the significance about a black card? So this is space efficient if you have a dorm room or a tight space, like you're just renting a room. So you only occupy that room. So that room is your house. And your wealth corner is in that little room. You're not going to have a lot of space to put a lot of items in it. So a black card is space efficient. You just got to stick it on the wall or a corner, wherever that is, relative to the front door, which would be the room door. That would be your house's front door because you occupy only that room because you don't own the whole house, the whole apartment, or the whole dormitory. You only occupy that room. That would be the case where you would use a black card. Another would be a cubicle where you have like a closet sized space. There might be policy in place for you to put plants in the office. Some offices are really strict that you can't put any living objects or plant or anything containing liquid at like a shelf or even on your desk. I have seen it where you have a lot of electronic equipment, or if you work in a lab, your lab space is sometimes limited on what you can put on that space where you work in. So in that case, a black card works well in this situation where you need to boost the wealth, or rather your career or your wealth aspect in general. This would come in handy. Hopefully you don't get the other card. So number 4, we have the Piggy Bank. This is my son's. I'm just borrowing it. So I have seen a lot of people recommending the use of coins or Piggy Bank to boost the wealth, including myself. I recommend it in certain situations. But the reason is at number 4 because the placement is very strategic. The Piggy Bank method doesn't work for every single sector. It only works for the permanent wealth sector or corner, which is only one in every single home, compared to the annual wealth sector because there's 3 of them. But the piggy bank method or the ball coin method wouldn't work for these 3 sectors because these 3 sectors are floating as they changes every year. But we can still use the piggy bank method. Like my son sleep in the wealth sector, so I gave him this, put it in his room. 2 birds with 1 stone. This also works well if you have a bathroom in your wealth sector. Due to the nature of a bathroom with a sink and toilet and a shower and water represent wealth in Feng Shui, every time you flush something down the drain, that's your wealth flushing away into the drain. So to minimize the impact, we put a piggy bank in the bathroom where the wealth sector is located to minimize this wealth loss effect. Since I just mentioned water is wealth, a glass of water makes perfect sense. Now, an important thing to note is that you don't want to airtight the glass like this. But if you notice, there's a little air hole in the top. So this still technically works. If you want, you can have a jar of water and then poke some hole at the top to let it breathe. So breathable is the key for this set. What I recommend is just open it up. It's also refreshing. Let it out in the open. It doesn't matter if it starts drying up, just refill it as it dries up. Try to not let it completely dry out. Now I mentioned the free annual wealth sector earlier. This set worked greatly in this area because the chances is low for you to have any existing water feature in this area already. So the water works greatly in this sector. So in general, water sets are great for boosting wealth, except when you have a bathroom in the same sector. Because remember what I said about flushing toilet? Adding water into it actually makes it worse. You actually lose money faster by putting a glass of water or other water feature in the bathroom. Don't do that. Do what we're going to talk about next. A plant for number 2. So that's my water plant sitting in the back. You've probably seen it in my other videos too. So the rule of effectiveness is always like living object trumps the dead objects. So living plant, not the fake ones. I get asked about this almost every single house I visit. Because people don't want to use real plant, they want to use the fake stuff. Well, if you use fake stuff, you're going to get fake results. Do you want fake result or real result? I'm sure real is what you want at the end, right? So for plants in Feng Shui, there are many categories. We're going to focus on 2 of them today. The one that grows in water and the one that grows in dirt with big leaves in it. Not the one that's like needle leaf, like the cactus. They don't have leaves, they have needles. Or the one like kind of like a succulents. Focus on the big leaf one, like a banana leaf or any kind of plant you can buy from plant stores. Or the one that's hanging with like a big leaf dangling down below. Those ones are the same category. So mention the plant in bathroom area. Don't use the water-based one. Use the dirt-based one instead. Anytime you have a well sector in the bathroom, you do not want to use anything water-related. Use the dirt-based plant instead. So put like a little plant in your bathroom. Water it every day. Don't kill it. Keep it healthy. And you have good wealth in the sector, regardless of the bathroom. Now for the free annual wealth sector, you can put a water-based plant instead of a glass of water if you want. Plant works slightly better, but not by much. Mostly it's the water doing the work, not the plant. But when you have a living object in there, the water become more lively. That's what creates a slight edge over just a glass of water. It also looks better too, in terms of aesthetic. Now, if that's number 2, what is number 1? Remember the golden rule. Living object always trumps dead object. Number 1 would be a fish tank. I know I don't have any fish in there. Maybe we add some special effect to put a fish inside. I don't want to wave a fish around for a video. A fish is probably as lively it will get in a set like this more than a plant because it swims around. But then also takes up more space. So you need the space to work with a fish tank. Because you're going to need a lot more than just a glass of water. Generally, I don't recommend this unless you have a lot of space. So that's the downside. There's a lot of benefit for having a fish at home. Aside from the wealth generation, it also acts as a defensive charm against bad events for the entire house. So if one of your fishes dies, it means something bad was prevented for you or anyone living in the house. Do the best you can to replace them as soon as you can. So you wake up this morning and you see a fish die, that means something bad was going to happen to you, but the fish prevented it. Go to the pet store, buy another fish as soon as you can. Now you want to boost the wealth even further, pretend it's a fish tank. Put a piece of black rock at the bottom of it, a bunch of them. Put it in the bottom of it. Black is water. It symbolizes wealth. So the more you put in it, the more you get. Just don't overflow with rocks. And the fish need a space to swim too. So you don't have to use like big rock like these. You can use like tiny pebbles. Just a bunch of them. You can buy them in pet store. If they don't have black ones, get the white ones. They're not for wealth, but rather for health. So if some health issue, white rock would help with health more. Black rock help with wealth. Health and wealth are just as important. So I wouldn't ignore one or the other. So there you have it. Top 5 items to put in your wealth sector. Just don't go crazy with it. I've seen some wild videos online. Just remember, less is more. You don't have to go wild with your items. Just a simple glass of water can often work. If you haven't subscribed yet, then what are you waiting for? Hit that little red button down there. And also check out this video recommended by the algorithm. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure it's good. And I'll see you next time.